So, a very good morning once again to all of you, dear students of classes 9 and 10. Today I am going to take up once again notice writing and email writing, because last week when I was doing English language with you, there was some confusion among some of you, and some of you had written to me asking me whether or not you are supposed to do all the notices and all the emails. So the same PDF file which I had posted 2 weeks ago for all of you to go through, I am going to give a detailed explanation of both notice and email writing, and I'm also going to give you the examples and explain the examples of the two types which are allowed by the Council for the Indian School Certificate Examinations. Now there should be no confusion. You can use any one of the two types which I will be now discussing with you. So please pay attention, and please keep that PDF file ready with you, and don't ever delete it, because you can have it as an easy reference whenever you want. Plus I have used the same PDF file with the specimen samples here in this video, so that you can take screenshots in case if you have not saved that PDF, or I will separately be uploading the PDF file once again, so that those who were not online that day and those who don't have the PDF file have it once again. So please concentrate and understand. I will be discussing the format, and I'll also be discussing the marks distribution, so that there is no confusion whatsoever for both class 9 and class 10. Of course, class 10 has been doing notice writing and email writing for the past 1 year. You have already written notice and email both as homework and classwork, plus you have attempted the question number 3, which has the notice and the email in your term examinations, that is the first term and the final term. But for class 9 it is a completely new concept. So please, class 9 students, focus on what this video says and watch this video till the end. And once you have finished watching, I expect all of you to give your like and also write your comment and subscribe to my channel. So now let's begin. So on your screen you can see ICC English Language 2019 onwards, specimen for email and notice writing. In red ink it is printed. Specimens for email and notice writing are given in format 1 and format 2. Any one format may be followed. Both are acceptable. See, this is, I am not saying this, the council is saying this, that there are two different types of formats explained here, but you can make use of any one of the two formats which you are comfortable with. So look at the format and also the marks distribution. As the formats have been made for you, so also the marks have been mentioned alongside, so that you don't have any confusion with regard to how the marks are supposed to be given. Remember, notice carries 5 marks and email also carries 5 marks. But those 5 marks are distributed in this manner. So let's look at the format 1. Now there is a question. Your school is hosting an inter-school debate competition. Write a notice for your school informing them of the event. So you have to write a notice. See the specimen answer. The first line or the top line, see, everything should be, first of all, remember, everything should be centrally aligned. That means everything should begin from the center. Each line you have to write in the center. So the top line has the title or the heading. Now this title or the heading carries 1 mark, and make sure that you choose a very attractive or catchy title, so that the moment people look at the notice, their eyes will be stuck on the heading. So the heading has to be chosen carefully. Look at this heading, War of Words. The moment somebody sees War of Words, eyes will be fixed on that, and then automatically they will go on to read what is written after that. So first is War of Words. That is your catchy, attractive title of the notice. But then you have to explain the title. So in the very next line, you may leave a line, and again in the center of the sheet of paper in which you are writing, you have to, at the center of the line, you have to write, this time in a very formal way, you have to mention what this war of words is all about. So you are writing inter-school debate competition. So war of words was the catchy title. Leave a line, and again in the center of the line, the next line, you write the actual meaning of war of words, which means it is inter-school debate competition. So that also carries 1 mark. Then again leave a line and come to the center of the next line. Once again, you have to write in the center. Always remember that the alignment should be central alignment. So this time you are writing the date. On which date will this be conducted, this debate competition? So on, you mention the date, and see, it carries half a mark. So marks are mentioned in the right hand side margin. Then again leave a line and come to the center, mention the time. So from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, again it carries half a mark. Then again leave a line and come to the center, and you have to mention the venue or the place where it is going to be held. So at Centenary Hall, St. Hilda's School, and there you have two things, so the marks are half plus half. One is the name of the hall, the other is the name of the school. Where is the hall located? That has to be mentioned also. That means the name of the hall and the name of the school. If you are writing about your school, what will you write? The Silver Jubilee Hall, and then St. James School, Binaguri. You may omit Binaguri if you want, but St. James School must be written. So half plus half. So for mentioning the catchy title, you have 1 mark. You have to be very imaginative in that, and you have to think up a very catchy title. Then mentioning the actual event, the name of that event, that carries again 1 mark. Then timing 9 a.m. Then the date 8th December 2017, that carries half a mark. Then the timing also carries half a mark, and then the venue, that is the name of the hall and also the name of the school, half plus half. Now see, the main body of the notice is just summed up in one simple sentence, or rather 2 simple lines. See what is written. All pupils from classes 9 and 10 who wish to participate are to give their names to Mr. T. Sarkar. Here it is Baker. I am mentioning it as Sarkar to make it a little more Indianized. So Mrs. T. Baker is mentioned. So I am saying Mr. G. Sarkar, because you already have Gorhari sir in your school. So G. Sarkar, on or before, and a date is mentioned. Once again, the date is. So just notice that in this notice, there is not much written in the body. And once again, if you notice that the body of the notice is also written with central alignment. See, the first line is longer, so it reaches from end to end, and the second line, which is shorter, should not begin from the extreme left hand side. It should again be centrally aligned. So the overall effect of this notice is that everything is centrally aligned, and for writing this body you have another 1 mark. So the total of these marks, if you do, you will find it comes to 5 marks only. So this is the shortest and the best possible way and the most time saving way of writing the notice. So what is written in the body? All pupils. See the points. First of all, those who are interested to participate in this debate competition. Of what all classes? The classes are mentioned. And then to whom should they give their names? Mrs. T. Baker, that is the teacher in charge, the name of the teacher in charge, and the time, on or before. So you have to give it either on such and such date or before such and such date. So that is your first way of writing, or the first sample of writing the notice. Now let's see the email concerning this notice, because the two questions of question 3 are always interrelated. So if the first part says write a notice, then the second part will be the email where it will relate to that notice which you have written. So these are interrelated questions. Always remember this, that the notice is not on a separate topic and the email is never on a separate topic. According to council norms, the notice topic is also the same as the email topic. Now email is related to this notice. So see the question. This is B part, or question 3B, also carries 5 marks, and the marks distribution is again mentioned alongside. So notice this. First and foremost is the top line. Now this time, since it is an email, emails are always left aligned. We don't do central alignment, because to press the shift bar and then space bar and make the cursor come to the center will take up a lot of time in practice in real life when you are actually typing an email. So the same method is followed while writing the email also. So first of all, the email address of the person to whom you are sending this. So what was the question? Let's see the question. Write an email to the principal of a neighboring school informing her of the event and requesting her to send a team to participate. So since this is an inter-school debate, you need to have more schools participating. It's not within your school, but there will be other schools coming from outside. So how do you send the invitation? So nowadays, instead of sending letters, emails are sent. So suppose you are in charge of writing that email. How will you write it? So this is how it is written. So the email address of the principal of a certain school to whom you are sending the email, that is the first line, left aligned. This time not central alignment, but on the left hand side. So principal blah 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 @gmail.com. Email address should always be in small letters. There should be no capitalization. And @so-and-so.com, yahoo.com, gmail.com, something or the other should be always there in the address. So you already know, you all are well aware of how emails are sent, and many of you must be already using emails, or at least have received emails, or at least have seen emails. So in this particular era, email is a very happening thing. So this is how email address, the first line, and it carries, you can see that it carries half a mark. Then leave a line and mention the subject. So the subject is the same as that in the notice, not the catchy title, but after that the actual name of the event. That is the second line in the notice is what the subject of the email now will be. So inter-school debate competition. So that carries, just for writing that you get half a mark. Then again leave a line and again maintain the left side alignment. Dear madam, since it is said in the question, write to her. The principal of a school is a female, already mentioned in the question. Look for the clue in the question. If nothing is mentioned, no he or she is mentioned, then you are free to write whatever you feel like. But if it is mentioned that the principal is a female, then you must begin with dear madam, or dear ma'am is also permissible. So short form of madam, MA''AM can also be written. If the principal is a male, then dear sir. Put a comma. Now that itself again carries half a mark. That's your salutation. Just as you do in case of letter writing, so also in email writing. Email is nothing but electronic mail. And electronic mail, the word mail means nothing but letter. So this is what you are actually doing. So 3 lines are over. You have already scored 1.5. Now remaining 3.5. Let's see what you write in the body. Our school, now this time, see in the email, it is a little bigger than in the notice. So our school is celebrating its 50th anniversary. In fact, our school will also soon be celebrating its 50th anniversary. It's coming up within 1 or 2 years more. So our school is celebrating the 50th anniversary this year. As part of the celebrations, we are hosting a series of competitions, and we are beginning with War of Words. Notice that the catchy title which we had used in the notice writing is now being mentioned inside the body of the email, the actual body of the email, because you have named that competition War of Words. Even on the day of the competition, on the screen behind the debaters, it will be maybe a PowerPoint slide will be always mentioning these words, War of Words, and then below that, inter-school debate 2000 so and so. So we are organizing this debate competition, or hosting this debate competition, which we are organizing many things, out of which the debate competition is what we are talking about right now. So it's called the War of Words, an inter-school debate competition. So see, the first paragraph sums up why you are organizing this competition, because you are celebrating the 50th anniversary of your school. And what are you organizing? You are organizing different types of programs, and among those programs in particular is this debate competition. And this debate competition has a name, and the name is mentioned here, and you are mentioning clearly that it is nothing but a debate competition. So all these points are coming in the first paragraph. And see, you are given half a mark for the opening sentence. The opening sentence carries half a mark. So then it will be held on 8th. We are changing the paragraph. Again, the paragraph, when we change the paragraph, you may or may not leave a line. That is up to you. If your handwriting is too compressed and too small in size, you may leave a line, but otherwise there is no need to leave a line when you change the paragraph. And you must once again begin from the left side of the page, or that is from the margin side. So it will be held. Now you are in the second paragraph mentioning the date, on 8th December, and the year from. So on, from, first of all date, then comes time, and till when will it continue? Till 12 noon. In the, where will it be held? The venue has to be mentioned also here. Centenary Hall of St. Hilda's School. So see, the notice and the email are interrelated and mention the same facts, same information. So then after that you have the body continuing. You see, that second paragraph is also the body. The first paragraph was actually the opening sentence, which carried half a mark. Second paragraph onwards, it's the body. Now the third paragraph. Okay, second paragraph. Please do send your senior debate team to participate in the event. So you should be formal and polite. Please do send. Don't forget that your politeness and your formality while inviting will be a great help and will go a long way in making this successful. The principal of that school will definitely therefore feel happy and will try to send a group of students from his school or her school to participate in this competition. Then change the paragraph again, and again, as I told you in case of the previous paragraph, you may or may not leave a line. That is up to you, but the body continues and it carries 2 marks as mentioned inside the margin. You can see the topic will be given. Now the question is, if it is a debate competition, what about the topic? Now in the notice we did not mention the topic. Why? Because the teacher in charge has to be contacted, and the teacher in charge will then be telling the topic to the students. That is understandable. That's why it was not mentioned. But here, when you are sending it to another school, you must clarify the topic, the question about the topic. So the topic will be given to the participants an hour before the start of the competition. They may bring their laptops for use during the preparation time. So these are the facilities, or these are the options, or these are the allowances provided. Then we look again, you change the paragraph. This is the closing sentence. So the body carries 2 marks, all that is taken care of. Now you come to the closing sentence, which carries half a mark. We look forward to your school's participation in the competition. Again, you have finished with the closing sentence, you got half a mark straight away. We look forward, we anticipate, we hope. So you are expressing your hope. Then coming to thanking you. Any formal letter, when we are writing, normally we write a thanking you. So here also it's no exception, thanking you. Then leave a line, yours faithfully. Put a comma. And then full name. You may leave a line again and write full name, or you may write directly under yours faithfully, full name. So you see, for writing yours faithfully, for writing yours faithfully, for writing your thanking you, and for writing your full name, and for mentioning your designation, who are you who is sending this invitation. So the designation is the debating secretary. So for all these 4 lines you have half a mark. So don't think that half is written directly across yours faithfully, so it's only for writing yours faithfully. You have to write all these 4 things, only then you will score another half a mark. So this is the way you can write your email. So these are the 2 examples which I have explained to you, and you have alternatives also. There are some more samples here. You can see thank you teacher, that's another notice, and then there is an email, again the same format is maintained. So you can just go through these PDF files, each one has the same format. And then this is the second format. This is the second format. This is also another way of writing where you can keep everything left aligned. So you can keep everything left aligned. Everybody's got talent. Look at the title. It's a catchy title. This is another notice sample, but this time it's not centrally aligned. It's on your left hand side. Then under that, inter-class talent search. So explaining the catchy title comes the second heading. Then date. DATE, date. Instead of on, you can write DATE, put a colon, but in this format only. And then put the date, full date. Then time, again put a colon and write, instead of writing at, you are writing time specifically, left align. Then venue, you are mentioning VENUE, which we did not do in case of the first pattern. So this also is permissible. Then you mention the venue. Then interested students from classes 8, 9 and 10 may register with the vice principal or on before a certain date. So everything, you notice that here in this specimen answer, everything is on the left hand side, and certain things have changed inside. Instead of on, I am writing date. Instead of at, I am writing time. Instead of in, that is the place, I am writing venue. So date, time, venue, these 3 things are added here instead of those words which we saw in the first example. And another important aspect is everything is left aligned. Now the email, the associated email also is following the same pattern as we have seen in case of the first email. So there is nothing much to be discussed here. So the same pattern need to be followed. Again here another specimen answer of the notice. You can see for yourself. Here there is a slight error. If you see, dribble stars should have started from the left hand side because we are following the left alignment. Here there is a printing error, but when you are writing it, please follow the previous pattern of the left alignment in case if you are following this pattern. So this is the correct pattern where everything is towards the left and starts from the left. So this is the second option or the second method of writing the notice, where you mention date, time and venue. This also should follow the same pattern, but here the catchy title has somehow shifted from the margin side to the center. That should not happen. If you are following this pattern, everything should be on the left hand side. So there are further more examples here and you may go through them, And I hope now it is very clear. You have understood the marks distribution. You have understood the two different distinct patterns for notice writing. Email, there is no change in pattern. Email is more or less the same, but notice writing can be either centrally aligned or it can be left aligned. Centrally aligned or left aligned. So one more thing that needs to be noticed here in notice writing is that you have 5 marks in notice writing and 5 marks in email writing. Here again, in this email, you will notice there is a problem. The paragraph after "Dear Sir" should have started from the left hand side. This alignment is also incorrect. It should have started from the margin. I am. This phrase "I am" should have started from the left hand side. The rest of the things are correct, but here also there is a slight error. So these two please try to avoid, otherwise it will create confusion. This notice and this email pattern are a bit wrong. You should follow the previous email pattern. This is the correct pattern, the one which you see on your screen right now. And the notice, of course, is the second pattern of writing the notice. This is the correct pattern, or else you can do it the first method. Do it according to the first method, that is centrally aligned. So I hope now everything is quite clear to each one of you. I am sure you may not have now any more doubts and confusions, and you need not write all these notices and emails because you have already written some which I had asked you to write earlier. And what you need to do is please copy down two different patterns of notice writing. One is the centrally aligned pattern and the other is the left aligned pattern in your English language exercise books. Choose the two patterns from these specimen examples which you have in the PDF here, which I have shown just now to you, and also write down at least one email specimen sample from here in your English language exercise books. And then you may practice, because you have the total English textbook, you may practice writing notice and email, taking questions from the total English book. There are several sample papers or practice papers in your total English book. I have told you earlier also that these sample papers are exactly according to the board pattern. And question number 3 in each paper has notice and email. You can practice, you can choose any notice and any email question, but whenever you choose, make sure that the notice and the email both are done from question number 3 of a particular practice paper, because they are always interrelated. It is not like you do the notice writing from one practice paper and the email writing from another practice paper. Don't do like that. Practice writing notice and email, taking question number 3, both the parts at a time from a particular paper, and do it in your English language copies. So I hope now everything is very clear to you. The marks distribution, the two different patterns of writing the notice, and the one specific pattern of writing the email. Always remember, notice you have two patterns, centrally aligned and left aligned, but email is always left aligned. There is nothing like centrally aligned email. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.